All right, I just wanted to talk briefly here about reaming cases after conversion. Now, this is one of those 30-06 that I converted in that last video. I'll leave a link on this video. This is the 308 that I converted in the video before last. I'll leave a link to that video. And this is the 300 Savage that I based these two cases off of. So these two cases were converted to 300 Savage. Now, online, the question had came up, do you need to neck ream? And I said, I don't believe so. Keep in mind, I've never done this before, and I didn't do any research as to what other people did. I just went and did my own thing. So, somebody had mentioned that they needed to be reamed on the inside and turned on the outside, and that you could also get bubbles in the brass inside the case, right here where it necked down. Well, I don't see anything like that, but I just wanted to mention what I had done in the past for neck reaming on another project. These are a couple of tools I made. And I'm sure there's a better way of doing this. They might even sell a tool from one of the reloading companies for reaming or turning brass. I'm not sure, but I like to make my own tools and go at things my own way. So one of these is a .302 drill bit. That's this one. This one is slightly smaller. I can't remember what it is, but and the reason that I went with one slightly smaller and larger is because if you try to ram a drill bit in here, it's just going to expand the brass. So I started out smaller and then went larger. Now, what I did was on the other project, I'd put this in the chuck of a drill and I would spin it as I tried to hold this as level as possible to remove some of the material. And I would go with the smaller one, then the bigger one, then I'd resize the case to make sure there was no expansion, and I would do it again to make sure that I had a clean fit and that the neck was as true as I could possibly make it by hand. Now, it's not going to be 100% by hand, but it was on a pistol cartridge, so I wasn't real concerned. Precision was not my goal. My goal was to come up with something that functioned reliably. So anyway, with that being said, I took some measurements on these, on the insides of these necks. Now this was the 308. On the inside, I come up with 0.29. That's perfect. On the 300 Savage, I come up with 0.29. On the 30-06 conversion, 0.29. Now, where I came up slightly different was on the outside of the neck. The 30-06 is 0.33. The 308, 0.33. The 300 Savage, 0.32. So they are insignificantly larger on the outside, which means the brass is probably thicker, but that doesn't mean it won't chamber. I'm going to load some up right now and see if I can get them to chamber. All right, well, this is that 30-06 case, loaded with 18.5 grains of IMR 4227. Very light load with a copper washed bullet, 150 grain, using cast bullet data. So this should be going about 1,500 feet a second, which is the fastest speed the manufacturer recommends. I'm sure people have pushed them faster. Now, as far as chambering, no problem. The lever's all the way down, safety's on, chambered fine. Comes right out, no problems. I think they'll be fine. Like I said, That was the 30-06 case, so they probably do not need any neck reaming at all. But like I said, I don't recommend the 30-06 cases because they were hard to get out of the die. The 308 were much easier. But in a pinch, another Obama scare, what have you, the 30-06 would be plentiful and could be easily converted.